Florida's skunk ape, Japan's Hibagon, 2 creatures, 2 continents, and one chilling truth: Bigfoot never disappeared. In December 2011, an explorer in Japan decided to have a look at a haunted house deep in the woods in the Saitama prefecture. He had heard hundreds of stories about a being haunting the area, but wanted to check it out himself. And minutes into exploring, he heard this. It was a branch snapping right behind him, but last time he checked, he was there alone. And this wasn't it. Viewers even noticed some faint sounds being heard throughout the video. This raised many questions about what entity might be lurking out there in the woods, making itself known, but also hiding at the same time, as if just trying to scare the person away from its territory. And the fingers pointed in one direction: Hibagon. Hibagon's story started in 1974 when a motorist was driving and noticed a strange creature walking on all fours. As he approached, the creature suddenly stood up on 2 legs and hid. This is the picture that motorists took. Further sightings happened in July of that year. One report by a utility truck driver claimed to see a gorilla-like creature walking bipedally across a field, over a road, and vanishing into a forest. Another sighting came from a farmer who reported it as having black fur, being as tall as an average human, and with piercing, intelligent eyes. The Hibagon has been described as having reddish-brown to black fur and a protruding face. It has also been described as moving more like a common gorilla or monkey on all fours, rather than walking bipedally on 2 legs like many of the other ape men. This has some believing that the Hibagon could be some kind of undiscovered primate species in Japan, or perhaps a gorilla or monkey released into the wild by someone, or one that escaped and was misidentified by locals who would naturally be unfamiliar with such an animal. But the Hibagon story didn't end in the 70s. In fact, decades later, it took a chilling turn that made even skeptics pause. In 2017, photos began circulating in Japan, showing what appeared to be the corpse of a large, hairy humanoid. The images aired during a Fuji TV retrospective on the Hibagon phenomenon and showed a strange cadaver with ape-like features, long arms, and an oddly human face. The farmers who discovered the body buried it somewhere in the Mount Hiba area, hoping to keep it hidden from the public eye. Mount Hiba itself has long been considered the epicenter of Hibagon sightings. The creature's name literally means Hiba monster, and the surrounding region has gained an eerie reputation over the years. Locals speak of travelers vanishing in the dense forest and strange sounds echoing through the mountains at night. But perhaps the most unsettling connection to this legend came in 2008 during the Miyagi inland earthquake. As the ground split open in Iwate, viewers watching live coverage caught sight of what appeared to be a massive, humanoid skeleton buried deep in the earth. The footage was broadcast across Japan before it suddenly disappeared. Official reports dismissed it as a rock formation, but many believe the images were deliberately wiped from the record. Could this fossilized giant have been a distant relative of the Hibagon, or evidence of an ancient species Japan has kept hidden? Skeptics argue the Hibagon is likely a case of mistaken identity, a bear walking upright, or perhaps a large primate released into the wild. But others believe the consistent descriptions eerie skeleton discoveries, and remote habitat point to the possibility of an undiscovered species. To this day, Mount Hiba remains a place of fascination for cryptid hunters. And for those who believe the Hibagon is real, the mystery of the 2017 corpse and the chilling stories passed down for decades are enough to keep them searching. In May 2015, a local man from South Carolina recorded and uploaded a short video to see what the internet thought about it. What it showed was a dark figure with a long tail darting into the woods in Bishopville. He kept it secret until new sightings gave him the courage to release it. Just a couple of months later, in the same place, a woman named Sarah captured a figure on her camera, which had everyone shocked. It was a tall, anthropomorphic creature with red eyes and a long tail, unlike anything anyone had ever seen before. It appeared to show a tall, reptilian humanoid with glowing red eyes and a long tail, standing like a man. For the locals, the sight was strangely familiar. Back in 1988, Bishopville became infamous for a series of encounters with what residents dubbed the Lizard Man of Scape-Ore Swamp. It all started on a humid June night when 17-year-old Christopher Davis stopped to fix a flat tire near the swamp. As he worked, he heard heavy footsteps pounding the asphalt behind him. Turning around, he came face to face with a towering, scaly figure 7 feet tall, glowing red eyes, and 3-fingered hands tipped with claws. The creature lunged, and Davis barely made it back into his car before it leapt onto the roof, scratching and clawing as he sped away. When Davis got home, his car roof was gouged with deep scratches, and muddy 3-toed footprints trailed across the vehicle. This is the sketch of the figure he later made. Word of the terrifying encounter spread fast. Soon, more locals reported strange sounds in the swamp, shredded car fenders, and fleeting glimpses of a scaly humanoid lurking in the dark. Police even took plaster casts of massive 3-toed footprints, measuring 14 inches long. By midsummer, the Lizard Man had become a media sensation. Newspapers ran wild with the story. Tourists flooded into Bishopville, and a Columbia radio station offered a $1 million reward for anyone who could capture the creature alive. But the sightings didn't last forever. As quickly as it appeared, the Lizard Man seemed to vanish, with only the occasional story surfacing over the years. Skeptics chalked it up to a bear, a prankster in a costume, or plain hysteria. Yet, these 2015 photos stirred everything up again. People wondered, had the creature been lurking all this time, waiting in the shadows of the swamp? Could the Lizard Man be really a surviving relic of some ancient reptilian species, or just another cryptid born from fear and folklore? For Bishopville residents, the answer doesn't matter. The swamp is still alive with whispers of glowing eyes and clawed footprints. And whether real or not, few are brave enough to walk Scape-Ore Swamp alone at night. In 2000, a video surfaced on the internet claiming to have captured the infamous skunk ape of Florida. This is what the video showed. Even though it was taken from quite afar, it was clear that what the video had captured wasn't human. Many pointed towards the possibility of a bear or something similar, but the walk said otherwise. In fact, several people attempted to recreate the walk themselves, trudging into the marshes to prove it could have been faked. But one thing became clear. The thick, sucking mud made it nearly impossible for a normal person to move with the ease shown in the video, which only meant one thing. It was, in fact, the infamous skunk ape. The skunk ape is often described as the Sunshine State's answer to Bigfoot, a towering ape-like creature standing between 5 and 7 feet tall, cloaked in shaggy reddish-brown fur. But what truly sets it apart is its overpowering stench. Witnesses say the smell is unforgettable, a sickly blend of rotting garbage and sulfur that lingers in the air long after the creature has disappeared. It's this foul odor that earned it the name skunk ape. But the legend isn't new. Long before modern sightings, Seminole and Miccosukee tribes spoke of a hairy giant haunting the Everglades, a foul-smelling guardian of the swamps. According to their stories, this creature wasn't just an animal. It was something spiritual, a protector of the wild lands that punished those who dared to harm the forest. Modern reports began to flood in during the 1960s and 70s. Hunters, hikers, and even police officers came forward with stories of eerie encounters, glowing red eyes in the night, giant silhouettes glimpsed between cypress trees, and that suffocating odor hanging heavy in the humid air. One of the most famous pieces of evidence appeared in 1974. Deep in the Big Cypress National Preserve, several enormous footprints were discovered, each measuring over 17 inches long and bearing only 4 toes. In the late 1990s, Dave Shealy, a lifelong tracker of the skunk ape, claimed his own shocking encounter. He described the creature as running like a man, but hunched over and completely covered in hair. Shealy later found more strange tracks in the swamps, and his obsession with the creature grew. Then, in 2013, another video began circulating on YouTube, the now infamous Josh Highcliffe video. In it, a towering figure with broad shoulders can be seen crouched near a tree. The creature suddenly stands, revealing its immense size, and disappears into the forest. Though the video quickly went viral, many have cast doubt on its authenticity. Some claim Josh staged the sighting, but no one has ever conclusively proven it to be a hoax. As the stories piled up, Shealy took matters into his own hands. In Ochapee, Florida, he opened the Skunk Ape Research Headquarters, a small roadside building filled with plaster footprint casts, blurry photos, and hand-drawn maps of sightings. To Shealy, the skunk ape isn't just a legend. It's a part of Florida's wild heart, hiding in the dense mangroves and waiting to be rediscovered. Even now, the reports haven't stopped. Hikers speak of hearing guttural growls deep in the swamps. Campers wake to find enormous footprints circling their tents. And occasionally, someone catches a fleeting glimpse of a massive, fur-covered figure melting back into the underbrush. Whether it's an undiscovered species, a surviving relic of prehistory, or something even stranger, the skunk ape refuses to vanish from Florida folklore. In 2023, an explorer went to Poveglia Island, a place often called the most haunted location in Italy. At first, it all seemed okay, but then, a couple of hours into their exploration, the silence broke.
Oh my God!
Their equipment picked up the sound of a woman's voice. It wasn't clear or loud, but it was there. And as they moved through the hall, they found a life-sized clown doll propped in the corner of a room. Then it happened. As their camera stayed fixed on the doll, its hand shifted slightly. The movement was enough to make them leave as soon as they could, but this wasn't it. In 2024, another explorer uploaded footage from Poveglia Island. The entire point of the trip to Poveglia was to reach the bell tower, which is said to be the most haunted spot on the entire island, and the first thing they noticed was a funny smell. And then there was the A trail of heat. Soon they realized they were being led right to the bell tower. Other than that, the trip was pretty much okay. But what had them shocked was the events which took place after they left. Dara explained he noticed dirt scratches and blotches all over his hands, which he had no idea where they had come from. And these aren't the first stories. In fact, Poveglia has long been a place where the living and the dead seem to meet. The island's tragic history stretches back centuries. During the bubonic plague, Venetian authorities used Poveglia as a quarantine station, sending infected people to spend their final days in isolation. It is said that over 160,000 victims died there, their bodies burned and dumped into mass graves. To this day, the soil is rumored to be made of human ash mixed with earth. By the 1920s, the island's grim reputation only deepened when a psychiatric hospital was built on its grounds. Patients reported strange occurrences of shadows moving across walls, disembodied voices, calling their names, and cold hands touching them in the night. These claims were dismissed as hallucinations, but locals whisper about a doctor who performed horrific experiments on his patients, using crude tools to try and cure mental illness. The story goes that he was driven mad by the spirits he tormented and eventually fell or was thrown from the hospital's bell tower. The bell itself was removed years ago, but many visitors claim they can still hear its lonely toll echoing through the fog. Locals avoid the island entirely. Fishermen steer clear, afraid of catching bones in their nets. Even tourists who dare to visit often report an overwhelming sense of dread as soon as they step onto its shores. One man who took a brick from the island as a souvenir reportedly suffered a streak of misfortunes so intense that he returned it days later, pleading for forgiveness. Visitors to Poveglia often speak of phantom melodies carried in the breeze. Many feel like they're being watched when they visit Poveglia. Some see shadowy figures or faces in the windows. Others hear strange noises, like voices and the sound of a bell tower. These eerie tales are why the Italian government has closed Poveglia to the public, labeling it unsafe. Officially, the danger lies in crumbling structures and unstable ground, but many believe the real reason is something else, something the authorities would rather not acknowledge. Even now, Poveglia's legend grows. Some say the cries of plague victims still echo across the water at night. Others swear they've seen figures standing on the island's edge, staring back across the lagoon. In 2022, strange fireballs lit up the skies in Chile. Residents described glowing orbs falling from the heavens and crashing into the earth with enough force to spark fires. At first, people thought they were witnessing a meteor shower that was natural, beautiful, and harmless. But what followed was far stranger. It was a bright bluish ball streak through the atmosphere, moving far too slowly to be a meteor, its trail glowing against the night. And then the same phenomenon kept happening again and again. Every single time, it was bright orange objects falling towards the earth at a very high speed. Chilean authorities arrived soon after to investigate. The National Geology and Mining Service collected soil samples from 7 impact sites. The obvious explanation was a meteorite or space debris. Residents noted the fireball was moving extremely quickly, burning a bright red, which suggested a meteor, but space junk is just as common, with around 200 to 400 known objects falling each year. To everyone's shock, their analysis revealed no evidence of meteorite material, no space debris, no metal remnants, nothing. The fireballs had left destruction behind, but no physical trace of their existence. This finding only deepened the mystery. If these weren't meteorites, then what were they? Some theorized they might have been pieces of satellites or space junk burning up during re-entry. But again, there were no fragments of metal or plastic found at the impact zones, ruling out that possibility as well. Locals began spinning their own theories. Some claimed the fireballs were experimental military weapons. Others whispered about UFOs, suggesting that what fell from the sky was not of this earth. Witnesses described seeing glowing spheres hovering in the air before dropping downward as if under intelligent control, not random debris tumbling from space. Experts, however, ruled out meteorites due to the lack of impact craters and the absence of meteoric material in the soil. Normally, when a meteor strikes, it leaves behind unmistakable evidence: nickel, iron, or other elements not native to Earth's crust. But these sites were strangely clean, so they have officially ruled out meteorites in this case as well. Some researchers are still unable to explain what caused the phenomenon. They noted how rare it is for an object to ignite fires without leaving debris. Even space junk typically leaves behind identifiable parts. The Chilean fireballs defy every known pattern. For locals in southern Chile, the event wasn't just strange, it was terrifying. Fires broke out near homes, and people feared more fireballs could fall. Some residents even reported hearing an odd humming sound in the hours before the fireballs appeared, as if something massive and unseen was moving above the clouds. The case remains open to this day. Scientists have yet to provide a definitive explanation, and no one has come forward with evidence of what truly fell over Chile that night. For now, they are known simply as the phantom fireballs, bright, destructive, and impossible to explain. As this mother was recording her daughter, she noticed something at the kitchen window that nearly gave her a heart attack. Uploaded to TikTok, the video shows a mother recording her daughter in the kitchen. However, if you look closely at the window, you'll spot the outline of a person. The mother, clearly creeped out, quickly opens the window, but there's no one outside. As she pans the camera back into the kitchen, she captures a terrifying figure standing behind her. She doesn't notice it at first, and when she looks back at her daughter, the figure is gone. What was that figure standing behind her, and how did the mother not notice it? It's truly terrifying. A famous YouTuber decided to explore a well-known haunted house for fun, but the adventure quickly turned into a nightmare. As he explored, strange events began unfolding. A wooden plank mysteriously fell in the hallway, and after he called out to that spirit, a black cloth suddenly flew toward the ceiling. Despite checking the rooms, he found no one.
مغامرة الشباب كلهم قالوا لي على نتحداك تدخلها وأنا قبلت التحدي وأقول أعوذ بكلمات الله التامات من شر ما خلق. أبو حسام حسابه بنص الشاشة روقان يا جماعة، والله المنظر مرعب. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. أعوذ بكلمات الله التامات من شر ما خلق. وأنتم الضعفاء.
Heading upstairs, eerie noises echoed, hinting he wasn't alone. Then, from the end of the hallway, he saw glowing eyes peeking at him before disappearing. Terrified, he tried to escape, but the eyes reappeared in another hallway, transforming into a bizarre black smoke.
لا إله إلا الله. أعوذ بكلمات الله التامات من شر ما خلق. لا إله إلا الله. الله القوي وأنتم الضعفاء. لا إله إلا الله. لا إله إلا الله. يما بسم الله.
Viewers were left stunned, with many calling this potential evidence of a jinn, a supernatural entity in Arab and Islamic culture believed to exist among humans. Whatever it was, it convinced this YouTuber to never explore haunted places again. This videos bring back memories, but this one from Bellina in 1966 brings up a nightmare. Uploaded to YouTube, the video shows gentlemen gathering for the Easter Rising. While a man is seen hammering a plank of wood into the ground, something strange appears in the background. If you look above him, to the left of the screen near the graveyard, a figure can be seen running from the upper left and across the graveyard. Some say it's just a glitch, but others believe it's a banshee captured in the footage. It's creepy to think that even back then, these creatures were still causing disturbances. Dolls are creepy, not just because they look lifeless and strange, but because spirits seem to love possessing them. This YouTuber decided to explore a haunted, abandoned house. Despite the eerie atmosphere, nothing happened during the initial exploration, and the video seemed to end until he reviewed the footage. Pay attention to the chair placed at the entrance, where a doll is barely hanging. After the cameraman explores the house and returns to leave, the same doll is now sitting upright on the chair. It's unsettling, especially since he was alone. Whoever or whatever moved that doll was either a person with bad intentions or something else lurking in the house. Some people believe we live in a Matrix simulation, and I didn't buy it until I watched this video. Uploaded to TikTok, the video shows a man noticing a group of people acting strangely. They're all in perfect sync, staring at a building window before moving together as one. It's unsettling, and commenters are calling them NPCs. Personally, I think it might be a set for some drama or possibly art students, since I can spot someone in the building holding what looks like a camera. Whatever it was, it's creepy and definitely gives off that glitch in the Matrix vibe. A homeowner enjoying the sun outside his house noticed something strange in his backyard that left him terrified for the safety of the whole neighborhood. This video, uploaded on KTLA5's YouTube channel, documents a news story where a man found a hidden camera disguised as a rock in his Chino Hills neighborhood. The camera was aimed at his neighbor James's house. He reported it to the police, and the matter was quickly investigated. The footage was downloaded from the internet, showing a man wearing garden gloves placing the camera in the homeowner's backyard.
Now at 5:30, a hidden camera discovered in an Inland Empire neighborhood has some residents worried, wondering why someone would go to such lengths to keep an eye on them and their homes.
That's right. It's just like any other regular neighborhood curb, although this one is where that neighbor found that hidden camera in that little divot that you see right there. The camera was apparently facing in the opposite direction towards another home, and that family in that home is now on edge. They believe that someone was casing the neighborhood and possibly their house. It would appear like part of the landscape, and that's exactly what the person who planted a rock with a hidden camera was probably hoping for in this Chino Hills neighborhood. What is your suspicion? Why do you think somebody would plant a camera in front of your house?
That's a good question. I don't know. I really do not know. I mean, we own businesses.
This is definitely a case of stalking, and I can't imagine someone going to such extreme lengths. After watching this, I'm always checking my backyard for any potential spy cams. Imagine enjoying a peaceful kayaking trip on a lake when you come across something completely out of place. This TikToker was paddling in Santa Fe when he stumbled upon what looked like an SUV fully submerged in the water. From the car's condition, it seemed to have been there for quite a while. The cameraman decided to call the police, but my real question is, how did that car end up there? And the even more terrifying thought, could there be someone in the car? It's absolutely chilling to spot something like that.
I don't know if anybody can see this or not, but I just reported it. That's a car in the river. That is an SUV. Look at this. Completely fully submerged. It honestly looks like a Kia Soul. Can you guys see that?
Dad, pay attention. We're swimming to the edge.
Attending a dinner party at a friend's house sounds fun, but for this TikToker, it quickly turned chilling. As he was enjoying his dinner, something outside was quietly stalking him. When the camera pans out, a chilling sight comes into view. There's a strange figure standing still by the swimming pool, staring directly at him. It looks like a woman with long black hair, but there's something off about her. She seems unnaturally broad, and the way she's standing there is beyond eerie. I'd like to think it's just some creepy decoration, but honestly, who would want something like that by their pool? Not me. This next video comes from a student paranormal investigating team, and it's one of their most chilling discoveries to date. While exploring the dark, abandoned rooms of Yorktown Memorial Hospital, the camera captured something truly unsettling. As they wandered through the facility, a figure, like a head, peeked out from behind a doorway. Strangely, neither the cameraman nor his friend noticed it at first, but then the eerie moment escalated when a ball on the floor began moving all on its own. There's definitely some unseen force at play here. After all, it's a memorial hospital. What else would you expect? It's enough to send a chill down your spine.
Back when I went construction, I used to handle these things. Call the rating. What? Oh, cars. Whoa. Okay, I bet you there's more scary shit.
No, we just came around. There's the ball right there. We just make a giant circle from over there to over here.
Oh. Okay. Whoa. No way. No way. No way. Oh my god.
Is the wind moving it?
No way, dude. There's no wind in here.
It's terrifying to think we might be alone in this vast world, but videos like this suggest otherwise. Captured by a pilot named Jorge Ortega, this footage was taken during a flight at high altitude. As the plane cruised through the sky, something incredibly fast zipped past it. Upon slowing down the video, we can see a diamond-shaped craft moving at inhuman speeds. Jets are fast, but something shaped like this, that's a first. According to reports online, it's believed to be a UFO, and the fact that it's sharing the same sky as us is downright terrifying. This homeowner's kid was shocked while filming outside when he spotted something that looked like a second sun in the evening sky. A bright orange, hexagonal shape hovered in the sky, radiating energy like the sun, but smaller. The kid, stunned by the sight, called his dad to show him, but by the time they looked, it started fading away and vanished in seconds. It's strange to see something like that in the sky, and I can't help but wonder if it was some kind of UFO spying on the ground. Whatever it was, it's definitely unusual.
What the fuck? Oh my god! What the fuck? Tata! Tata! Tara, sнимай! Моля ме sa telefon. Моля ме sa telefon.
Gdje sad, gdje?
Eno ga. What the fuck, nestalo?
Nestao?
Eno ga, eto.
Ne. Šta se dešava?
What the fuck? Oh my god!
Nema ga.
Ali vidi se ovako.
Kako je brz?
What the fuck? Stavi na internet, tata. Majke ti. Otišlo, tata. Vidi koliko brzo. Tata.
Kako nisam brže vidio?
Otišlo, nema ga, gotovo.
Ja ti kažem donesi kameru, ti spraviš pametan.
Pa doneo sam.
A homeowner heard a loud bang in his garage, but when he reviewed the security footage, he saw something that gave him chills. The camera captured a strange, smoky figure hovering near his car. It was transparent and shaped like a humanoid. While some might dismiss it as smoke from a nearby fire or the car itself, the owner insists that the car was in perfect condition and the garage was locked, leaving no way for smoke to get inside. As if dealing with intruders wasn't enough, now we have to worry about this. The world is definitely becoming more unsettling. This next video captures an enigmatic, never-before-seen UFO hovering ominously in our sky. Posted on Reddit, the footage shows a mysterious transparent figure with a cube inside it, suspended in the night sky. For reasons only God knows, it lingers there, leaving everyone to wonder what's really happening. Some are calling it the opening of a fourth or fifth dimension, while others are quick to label it a UFO, and honestly, both could be spot on. It's unsettling how many unusual, strangely shaped UFOs are popping up more frequently, creeping into our everyday lives. What could these extraterrestrials be up to now? In school, we all heard rumors about the bathrooms being haunted. Just whispers and stories. Though with no real proof. Until this video surfaced online.
Universidad. Lo peor ahorita es que acabo de terminar de hacer el baño. Estaba tocando la puerta, pero quiero que vean que pues no hay nada. Vean, ahí está mi reflejo, pero no hay nada, vean. Acá tampoco, vean. Aquí tampoco hay nada. Y acá el lugar es bastante pequeño y está mi reflejo. Pero vean, uy. ¿Escucharon? ¿Escucharon?
Did you catch that? The source of the banging noise. Let's pause the video at the exact moment the camera pans past the door. What is that? It doesn't look like a student, and definitely not a teacher. I'm willing to bet this was the very thing behind those eerie noises. The one that fueled all those student rumors. Honestly, seeing this, I'm grateful I never used my school's restrooms alone. If you're a camping lover, here's a warning. Never camp at a deserted site at night. I repeat, never, because something like this could happen to you.
How am I supposed to get him away? He's literally knocking. He's literally knocking on my truck. The canopy, the back door's locked right in there, but it's kept forever. I don't think he knows that there's anyone in here. We'll see. He's literally peeking through the door right now.
This creepy encounter occurred when a guy decided to sleep in the back of his truck in the isolated Sunriver Woods at 2 in the morning. Suddenly he hears someone, or something, creeping around his truck.
Around my truck. Try to see if I can flash my light to get him scared. If you can hear that, it's pretty loud. He's been walking around for like 20 minutes already.
Imagine being trapped inside your vehicle with an unknown figure lurking outside. Is it looking for him? Or worse, is it already inside?
So I'm back home, this is the day after. He was trying to peek in my truck quite a bit with all these marks. I didn't even notice until I got home. Handprints there, a lot of scratches, stuff like that. Dragging his finger on my side of my truck. Well, looks like to be trying to get inside my truck. That's really all I could tell from when he was walking around. That's new. Don't know how that got there. More handprints trying to get in my truck. At least the back canopy was locked, but yeah, that was the result. So
the next morning you can see marks on the back window of the truck. Whatever was out there, the fact that it was wandering around in the middle of nowhere is terrifying. Was it a would-be hijacker or something even more sinister, like a cryptid? What do you think? If you got so far in the video, it means you're a dedicated viewer. Thank you. And if you subscribe and hit the bell button, I promise to keep posting these for you to enjoy. Next, we've got a video that shows just how crucial it can be to have good, watchful neighbors. They just might save your life someday.
on your PA! D-Hill, get on your PA! Call him out! D-Hill, get up! Passenger! There is a passenger! There is a passenger! Open the door, getting outside. Get the other way, clear around, clear around. Walk backwards to the side of my boy. Forward. He's coming. He's coming. He's coming. Keep your hands up, keep going back. Hey, keep them up! Keep them coming back! Keep them coming back! There's a passenger! There's a passenger, 48! Go ahead, go ahead. Hands up! Hands up, passenger! Get on the ground, passenger! All the way! Yeah, I got passenger, I got passenger. 20. You got him? Hey, watch your crossfire! Is there anyone else in there?
Yes, there's one person.
Watch it, there's movement. Don't move, don't you move! Stay down!
Yes, sir. She's in there.
Don't you move!
Help her.
Make sure, yeah, go ahead, clear the rest of the car.
She has an ID.
This thing. 735, okay, we'll roll to 55, 33, 55, 33. Don't talk, yeah. Anything you got? Anything?
This newly released footage shows the arrest of a man and his partner who allegedly kidnapped a woman. She was rescued in under 24 hours, thanks to neighbors in Las Vegas who witnessed her being dragged from her apartment.
Say anything about what happened or anything.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Just hold on for now, okay?
Just hold on,
We're
okay?
gonna get some pictures and we're gonna get you out, okay?
Can you come this way? Come, hold on to me. Hold on to me. You're okay.
Got another hand, okay?
Got it? Yes, just hold on. Hold on, we got you. Yeah, you check him, no?
He had me earlier and I got him to take him off.
You have the cuff key for it? It looks like those are yours.
The poor girl is chained and trembling, clearly in shock and unsure if she'd survive the night. Yet, despite the horror she endured,
He's on you, okay? For my safety and yours, okay?
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound. In my van, there's a Bible, a Nelson Bible, and a Baptist hymnal. Are there any chances I could get those?
I'm pretty sure. Your vehicle's gonna be right up the road anyway, so let's get this one first.
Worst thing about him?
I'll see which one? Which Bible?
The Nelson, there's two of them. There's a big one, and then there's a smaller red one. It's the smaller red one.
Small red one?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then the Baptist hymnal.
I'll see about getting it for you.
That'd be super.
Put them both down? Nope. Where else?
Wear shoes next time.
Meanwhile, one of the kidnappers sits casually in the back of the police car, singing Amazing Grace and asking for his Bible. He seemed more interested in making notes like, note to self, wear shoes next time.
What's that? We gotta figure out a few things, okay? What's that? Oh, okay. You cold back there? Alright, just turn on the heater.
Also, his partner shows no remorse. According to police, they intended to brainwash her into a forced marriage. It's chilling to realize people like this exist in our world. Let's hope they receive the maximum sentence. Being a school caretaker is already demanding enough, but when forces from another realm start messing with you, it turns into an absolute nightmare. Watch closely.
Nakabahan ko, guys. So yun, guys, narinig mo yun? Check natin, guys, kung ano yung so grabe yung balahibo ko, guys. Check natin. So ayan yung pintuan na akong malabog. So check natin, guys. Yun, narinig ko ngayon, guys, na naka-on yung ano, yan, ito na. Yun, guys, so yung kita niyo yung mga bangko, guys. Yan, walang tao dyan, guys, ha. Tapos yung
This horror movie-like footage was uploaded online, and it's no surprise it's giving everyone chills. This poor guy is practically wandering through a paranormal-infested school ground.
Same, guys. Guys. Woo! Lord. Guys. So, ito yung trabaho ko, guys. Grabe. Sobrang nakakatakot, guys. Grabe yung tindig ng balahibo ko. Sobra.
It's as if whatever entity is lurking there is furious, throwing things around to make its anger known. If I were in that caretaker's shoes, you can bet it'd be my last day on the job. No way I'd come back after that. The first incident happened in April 1982. A teenager named Jeff Daly, just 19 years old, played Berserk at a local arcade. He managed to achieve a high score of 16,660 points. But moments after entering his initials on the leaderboard, Jeff collapsed. But the story didn't end there. Just a year later, in October 1983, another teenager, Peter Bukowski, also 19, played Berserk at an arcade in Calumet City, Illinois. He too achieved a high score and then dropped lifeless from a heart attack. 2 heart attacks linked to the same game? It was enough to spark wild speculation and fear. Rumors spread that Berserk was cursed, or that the game itself was somehow causing these demises. Maybe it was the flashy lights causing some disturbance? But people, just being themselves, began to wonder if something sinister was hiding within the code, like the game itself was alive and hunting down players. Some believed the game was demonic, cursed, or possessed. It didn't help that the game's enemies, cold robotic attackers, seemed to echo this soulless malevolence. If you're unfamiliar with the Mandela Catalog, well, I would guess that you've been living under a rock, because the series, created by Alex Kister, is one of the most well-loved horror projects on YouTube today.
These intelligent life forms utilize elements of psychological warfare to take advantage of their victims.
It explores the concept of alternates, sinister entities that mimic humans to take their place. The series presents its horror through found footage, analog horror aesthetics, and distorted PSAs that reveal an alternate version of reality, one where these entities infiltrate human lives. The first volume introduces the premise through a public service announcement. PSA. The audience learns about alternates, beings that replace humans by adopting their likeness. The PSA warns people to avoid looking directly at alternates and to contact authorities if they encounter one. A chilling revelation follows. If you see an alternate, survival is unlikely. The PSA instructs people to know their place in reality. The character Mark Heathcliff is introduced through a series of recordings. He experiences disturbing phenomena in his home. Mark documents noises, shadows, and the sense that someone or something is inside his house. As his paranoia increases, Mark's recordings reveal a psychological breakdown.
Let me in, Mark.
And then Mark just disappeared. His fate remained ambiguous, but the sense of dread comes from not knowing if Mark's perceptions were real or if he was trapped by his own mind. The alternates are not just physical threats. They are psychological predators. They manipulate their victims' fears and insecurities. In the Mandela catalog, a simple glance at an alternate can lead to existential dread and madness. Then came Volume 2. This volume introduces a corrupted version of the Archangel Gabriel. In this twisted reality, Gabriel is responsible for the creation of alternates.
Why do you defy me? I know all. I see all. I know what you did.
The unholy version of the Archangel Gabriel represents a betrayal of divine trust. This inversion of religious themes makes the horror feel existential. If sacred figures can be corrupted, what hope is there for humanity, right? Thus, in the Mandela catalog, the threat is not just physical demise. It is the erasure of identity and reality. Candle Cove is one of those eerie internet stories that seems simple at first, but gets more disturbing the deeper you go. It all started with a thread where users were chatting about an old children's TV show they remembered from the 1970s.
Oh no! Laughing stock. That's one whale of a storm.
At first, it sounds like regular nostalgia. People swapping memories about a weird, low-budget puppet show. But the more they remember, the stranger it gets. What begins as a harmless trip down memory lane quickly turns into something that makes you question reality. One memory stands out. The puppets just staring at the camera silently for several minutes while unsettling music plays. That doesn't sound like something meant for kids. And then there was the time when the puppets would just scream. As you explore more of these Candle Cove videos on YouTube, you might stumble upon disturbing edits or clips with sudden jump scares, cryptic whispers, or eerie background noises. What makes Candle Cove even creepier is the idea that, according to some versions of the story, kids who claim to be watching the show were actually staring at TV static. Parents would walk in and find their children watching a blank screen while insisting that they were enjoying an episode. The idea that something so creepy could be lurking in a seemingly innocent children's show taps into a deep fear, the corruption of childhood innocence. It's no wonder that Candle Cove has sparked so many interpretations, conspiracies, and eerie recreations online. Whether it's just a creepypasta or something more sinister hiding in plain sight, the unsettling nature of Candle Cove lingers with you, making you question what you really saw on your TV as a kid. For more strange and interesting footage, check this out. This video, captured by a kayaker, thrusts us into a startling scenario I know no one would want to be in. The kayaker, isolated in the vastness of the ocean, finds themselves in a heart-pounding situation. The water's surface, once a picture of calm, now betrays the movement of something immense lurking below. The suspense is palpable, as viewers can only imagine the size and nature of the creature causing such a disturbance. With my thalassophobia, I could never go into such deep waters with my kayak. But the video left me wondering, what could cause such a wave? An eerie setting becomes the backdrop for a chilling video that's bound to leave a lasting impression on anyone who dares to watch. The drone glides silently, its camera capturing the solemn tranquility of the cemetery below. Then, something unexpected and unsettling enters the frame. Beside one of the graves, a shadowy presence becomes apparent. It's not just any shadow. This one is unique. It appears as a translucent figure, a specter that moves with an otherworldly grace. This ghostly apparition doesn't seem bound by the laws of the physical world, and its presence in such a sacred and solemn place amplifies the eerie atmosphere. The sight of this shadowy figure, captured so clearly yet so mysteriously by the drone, sends me shivers down the spine. A guy from the YouTube channel Midwest Ghost Hunter was checking a smashed headstone in a cemetery when he had an eerie encounter.
This whole grave is in shambles. I'm sorry that your tombstone has been destroyed. What happened? Is it vandalized?
However, he was not expecting to receive an answer.
Whoa. Okay, I just heard you.
We hear a faint whisper, like a woman's voice, softly saying, "Yeah," coming from a vandalized grave. Even though it's barely audible, it resonates from the spirit realm.
I heard you. Could you do that one more time? Oh, whoa, whoa! What the hell was that?
Again, the spirit tries to reach out, rattling the fence as if using it for eerie communication. Just when you think it can't get creepier, the YouTuber captures a photo of the fence tomb. Look closely. See it. Let's zoom in. It's like something straight out of a horror movie. Vicksburg brought to life. A homeowner was home alone when he heard continuous knocking noises on his front door. When he went to check, he was in for a terrifying surprise.
There's been someone knocking at my front door for the last 10 minutes or so, and they haven't stopped knocking. Hello? Who's there?
According to him, the knocking had been going on for a full 10 minutes, with the exact same pattern over and over. There's no one outside, not a single soul, just the empty darkness stretching across his yard. And it didn't stop there. Now it was coming from his backyard door, the same relentless knocking. And again, no one there. Then back to the front door, like some unseen prankster was toying with him.
Are you kidding me?
This is definitely creepy stuff. Whatever's behind this knocking, it's almost like it's enjoying messing with the poor guy's nerves. Imagine being in his shoes. How would you handle it? Imagine working the night shift and accidentally catching what looks like a murder cleanup in progress. That's exactly what happened to this TikTok user.
There's literally somebody outside like dragging a bag at my work. No, sorry, I'm just recording in case something happens. I can't see his face. Where's he going? He's literally running down to the door. He's coming up to the door right now. See? Oh my God! He's outside the door. He's outside the door right now. No, there's nowhere to hide in here. It's just this one room. The door is locked, but he's like behind the building now. I don't, can you just get here, please, really?
I mean, that's exactly how you'd expect someone to handle a cleanup after a crime. And the way this guy bolted toward the door. Instant jump scare. Here's a bit more of the story behind it.
Part 2. So yeah, I was working night shift at work, and the security cameras we have beep when it senses motion. It was pretty late at night and I heard the beep go off, so I went to go look at the camera. Somebody was dragging a bag right beside the building. I was pretty creeped out, so I went and grabbed the work phone and called 911. By the time I was on the phone with them, the guy walked up the road a little bit, but then he started to come back towards the building. This is when I started recording. After the video ended, he ran out of sight of the camera. I never seen him again after that. A bunch of cops came, they told me to stay in the building, and they searched the area for him. They said inside his bag just had a bunch of clothes, but some of the clothes had some blood on them, I guess. Anyways, they're gonna take that in for investigation. They took the security camera footage, and of course they sent me home that night because they didn't find him. But yeah, that's all I know so far. Hope that's a good enough update.
So, this guy was just minding his business on a night shift when this creepy scene unfolded. But when the police arrived, all they found was a bag filled with. And here's the creepy part. The clothes were stained with blood. Now, I don't know about you, but that screams murder cleanup. And the eeriest part is, whoever was responsible is possibly still out there doing the deed. If you are enjoying this so far, consider subscribing. It really helps me keep this channel going. What started off as an ordinary day took a darker turn for the teenagers in Seattle who were trying out this new app called Randonautica for some adventure in June 2019. As the teens decided to get out of the house, the app led them to Alki Beach in West Seattle.
Guys, we found a suitcase at the beach.
Gabby, go. I'll hold your stuff.
And what they found was a suitcase. They started joking that maybe it had money, and then one of the girls went to check what was inside. Eventually, what they witnessed and recorded changed their lives forever.
Bro, wait, open it. Open it. It stinks, y'all.
Immediately after the suitcase was opened, a harsh smell filled the air, with each member of the group complaining about the strong stench. Along with this, inside the suitcase was yet another bag, and though they couldn't see through it, they had their suspicions on what it could be, with their two guesses being either spoiled food or a body.
Oh! Oh! Okay, so she's calling the police so we can see if it's actually a dead body or it's just food.
According to later reports, their second guess turned out to be correct. It was human remains inside the suitcase, stinking all the way.
What started as a fun adventure ended with a very grisly discovery. Some teens who were using a TikTok app that randomly generates a nearby location to explore got to the location.
As the news hit the mainstream media, everyone who was claiming it to be fake or a hoax realized that whatever happened was very real, and the app these kids were using was more disturbing than initially thought. Police discovered that within the suitcase were the remains of an unidentified victim. A victim who had been cut up into pieces, put inside multiple bags, and thrown into the water, with search teams eventually finding other bags in the area that included human remains. As of now, it's not currently confirmed whether these remains are all from the same person or from multiple others, but it seems that the assumption as of now is that this is just one victim.
Another bag of human remains was found floating in the ocean nearby.
Apparently, the app uses number generators to give the user a random set of coordinates so they can travel to a brand new spot, which is always somewhere near their current location. Randonautica users often report strange synchronicities between their intentions and what they find. Someone might set an intention for red and end up at a spot where red objects are scattered everywhere. But things get darker when users set intentions like demise, fear, or something creepy.
Just go to this f***ing quantum point and this whole f***ing person is sky. Oh my god, bitch, I can't. What if the person shows up in my rear view camera? No.
But it was not just the findings that make Randonautica unsettling. It was the sense that something, or someone, was aware of the user's journey. People reported feeling watched or encountering strangers in desolate areas. Some claimed to hear whispers or see shadowy figures lurking nearby. One user recorded their adventure in a remote forest at night, and the girl who went out to check came back and said this.
No, because I heard Natalie saying Jamie even when the windows were locked.
No, I didn't say anything.
You didn't say Jamie?
No.
There were also eerie cases of users being led to locations that seemed to tap into their personal fears.
So we decided to play Randonautica, and it took us to this random detention center. It's just kind of a dead end back here, and immediately it rerouted us, and she got a text from a random ass number that said, "Are you real?"
Many users had speculated that Randonautica tapped into the user's subconscious, somehow pulling their fears, thoughts, and desires into the experience. Others believed the app used some kind of hidden algorithm to create these seemingly impossible coincidences. Randonautica's creators insist that the app is about exploration, curiosity, and seeing the world differently. But even they acknowledge that users should be cautious.
The tool, but as the Randonauts, you guys are testing what we call mind-matter interaction to see, can my mind have an influence on the world around me?
The randomness of the locations meant users could end up anywhere. Dangerous neighborhoods, private property, or places that hid something sinister. The line between a fun adventure and a real-life nightmare was razor thin with Randonautica. In mid-2020, A series named The Walton Files graced the internet. While it's filled with lovable characters and a nostalgic atmosphere, the story behind it is much darker than it seems. The Walton Files, a show birthed on April 26, 2020, by an online creator named Martin Walls, is inspired by the hit indie classic Five Nights at Freddy's and combined with a clear love for analog horror storytelling. Walls crafted an insanely engrossing narrative surrounding 4 animatronics that were assembled for a burger restaurant named Bond's Burgers. The narrative of the Walton Files revolves around the now extinct Bunny Smiles. The establishment was meant to be a fun, family entertainment venue, much like Chuck Cheese, with animatronic characters entertaining children. But from the very first episode, something is deeply wrong. An unspecified incident in 1974 causes it to be condemned, and a legacy of horrific, possibly supernatural, terrors spin off from the restaurant in question. This time, Bond's Burgers, which is said to have operated in 1974 in Brighton, Michigan. The Hook, a troupe of robotic mascot characters called the Showstoppers, which includes our title character, Bon Bunny, Boo Zoo, the ringmaster Shaw the Sheep, Billy the Clown, and Banny the Other Rabbit. Because redundant so far, the canon storyline is spread out across 3 main uploads made by a person named Anthony, titled Introductory Tape, Relocate Project, and Bunny Farm. As the story starts, viewers begin to come up with theories and assumptions, some even saying that the tapes hide a gruesome truth. People have gone missing, and their souls may be trapped inside the animatronics. One of the most disturbing aspects of the Walton Files is its use of distorted, glitchy footage. The videos frequently shift from cheerful, colorful animation to dark, grainy clips, making it a very unsettling experience overall. The series cleverly uses audio distortion to add to the horror. In one video, a cheerful song plays over footage of the animatronics, but the song slowly warps, the lyrics becoming hard to understand. In the background, faint screams and whispers can be heard, hinting at the horrors hidden behind the scenes. Characters like Jack Walton, the founder of Bond's Burgers, and Sophie, his daughter, become central to the mystery. As the tapes progress, it becomes clear that Jack disappeared under mysterious circumstances. Sophie, too, seems to be linked to the dark events, but her memories are fragmented and unclear. The horror in the Walton Files comes not from jump scares, but from the slow, creeping realization of what happened to these characters. And then, in a distorted segment, her eyes seem to follow the viewer, and a voice whispers, "She's been here for so long." The implication is that a human soul is trapped within the metal and wires, suffering eternally.
With the new one.
And that encompasses the entirety of the Walton Files. Dark, complex, disturbing. The fragmented nature of the tapes, the cryptic messages, and the unsettling imagery all work together to create a sense of dread and curiosity. It's a horror story that doesn't hand you all the answers, but makes you feel the weight of its mystery. If you've been on the internet in the last decade, you might remember a specific figure, a mannequin-like woman who was featured in a lot of disturbing top 10 lists in the early days of YouTube. What it actually was, though, was a fictional character created by artist and filmmaker Eric Fournier. Shay somehow became a symbol of surreal horror. In the early 2000s, he created a character named Shay St. John, whose tragic backstory is as follows. Former model Shay lost both her arms and legs and spent several months in the hospital after being hit by a train. So, instead of recovering, she rebuilt herself with mannequin parts. Her face is a smooth plastic mask with exaggerated painted-on makeup, and her body is a patchwork of disjointed mannequin limbs.
And her doll, Kiki.
Eric began creating and uploading these videos to a website called LiveJournal. Founded in 1999, LiveJournal is a Russian social networking website where users blog about anything they want. Plus, all of the videos were intentionally low budget, with glitchy editing, abrupt sounds, and chaotic dialogue that made viewers feel like they were experiencing a fever dream.
Who was featured in a lot of disturbing top 10s in the early days of YouTube.
Then, there was the fact that Eric liked to call his videos triggers, not just videos. Probably because they were designed to evoke intense, sometimes involuntary, emotional reactions from the viewer, which they did. Out of a couple of videos he posted, the most popular one, which most of you are probably familiar with, is called Hand Thing.
Shay, are you still doing that hand thing? I heard you're doing the hand thing today. God, what is that? Shay, what is it?
There are several other, such as Oh My God, Lala, and Street Walking. In addition to strange YouTube videos, Shay St. John also has a website called shayston.net. The website is very poorly put together, but vast, with lots to explore. A lot of it is just extremely random. But Shay St. John is more than just surreal horror. There's an undercurrent of tragedy in the character. Behind the creepy mannequin mask, there's a hint of someone broken, trying desperately to piece themselves back together, physically and mentally. This combination of absurdity, horror, and sadness is what makes Shay so unnerving.
What do you think? Because of my condition.
The meaning and message that thing is trying to show off may be so much more important than people make it seem like. The 1980 arcade game BIZZARE might seem like an innocent piece of nostalgia at first glance. It was one of the first games to feature synthesized speech, with robotic voices shouting phrases like "Intruder alert" and "The humanoid must not escape."
Intruders or humanoid must not escape.
The game itself was simple. Players controlled a green stick figure trying to escape maze-like rooms filled with hostile robots. But BIZZARE is no ordinary arcade game. It carries a chilling legacy. It has been widely regarded as a cursed game, selectively eliminating players who came into contact with the game's primary antagonist, a character by the name of Evil Otto.
Intruder alert, intruder alert. Get the intruder. The intruder must not escape.
Watch who's stalking who now.
Who's stalking who now? Look at that. Do you see a person? Yeah, who's stalking who now?
This man was in the famous Dudley Town when he noticed that figure stalking him through the woods. If you haven't heard of this place, it's a tiny abandoned village in the woods of Cornwall, Connecticut. At first glance, Dudley Town just seems like an old, forgotten settlement, but people believe this place is seriously cursed. And not just bad luck. We're talking a full-on, generations-old curse that supposedly ruined everyone who lived there.
No. What is that? No way.
If you didn't get it, there was a black shadow that walked past the deep, dark woods. The fact that it was pitch dark in there, even though it was broad daylight, is already scary enough. And then there was the shadow too. So how did the whole town get cursed? Well, the legend starts with the Dudley family, who settled there in the early 1700s. The story goes that their ancestors were involved in some shady stuff back in England, like betraying the king. As punishment, a curse was put on the Dudley bloodline. And when the Dudleys came to America and settled in what would become Dudley Town, that curse followed them. Almost everyone who lived in Dudley Town seemed to experience some kind of tragedy. People went insane, disappeared, or died mysteriously. Even though the land looked good for farming, crops would fail for no reason. It's like nothing good could last there. Some say the town's isolation in the dense forest added to the madness, like the woods themselves were closing in on people. And every time someone tried to visit, they were seeing weird things. It was so scary that the town has been literally named the Gateway to Hell. There was also a time when a man named Mike was walking through the woods when he noticed something was off. As he recorded the weird thing, this is what he saw.
Watch who's stalking who now. Who's stalking who now? Look at that. Do you see a person? Yeah, who's stalking who now?
Even though it looked like just a regular man, what was he doing there? Just keeping an eye on Mike when there were no other people in Mike's radius. And it's not just this. Many viewers also told their own stories. One said, "I saw some people walking through the woods in old-fashioned clothes, and when I blinked they were gone." And then there's the thing that it's illegal to visit Dudley Town now. The land is privately owned, and the owners are strict about keeping people out. They say it's to protect the area, but you have to wonder, are they protecting the land, or are they protecting people from the curse? In the heart of Huntsville, Alabama, nestled within the city's largest and oldest cemetery, Maple Hill, lies a playground. Known as the Dead Children's Playground, this place is shrouded in eerie tales and chilling legends that have intrigued and terrified locals and visitors for decades.
I was standing here and this just started. Oh my gosh!
However, the major story isn't about one single place, but rather a bunch of eerie legends about ghostly kids who haunt different parts of Alabama. And these aren't happy, playful ghost children. These stories are dark. So, how did this innocent place get its gruesome name? This urban legend is about how many children lost their lives in Huntsville during the Spanish flu pandemic of 1918. Most of them were buried in Maple Hill, alongside a playground. As the legend states, the spirits of those children come out to play at night. The children are most active from 10 p.m. to 3 a.m. The playground is surrounded by a group of trees, which can give off a shadowed appearance. There is a swing set and a regular-looking playground. People have been going there to see if they can find any paranormal activity, and sometimes they have really scary experiences. In fact, many visitors have reported strange occurrences during their late-night visits. Some claim to have heard faint giggling or the sound of footsteps when no one was around. Others have seen swings moving by themselves even when the wind was calm, or noticed cold spots in the air that seemed to appear out of nowhere. Like the time a group of friends went to investigate, and later into the night, this happened.
What is he looking at? Was it up by the bench? No.
Then in 2017, a man went there with his daughter. As he pushed the swings gently to take a picture, they kept going as if something with weight was in them. Some witnesses have also said they felt a sense of being watched or heard whispering voices, even though no one else was around. So, why are there so many stories of ghostly children in Alabama? Some say it's because these legends are a way of remembering tragic events that affected communities. These stories have a way of sticking with you. This legend pops up in a few places, but one of the most famous versions is in Cassadaga, Florida. Now, if you haven't heard of Cassadaga, it's basically the self-proclaimed psychic capital of the world. This place is full of mediums, spiritualists, and, of course, creepy stories. And, at the edge of town, in the Lake Helen Cassadaga Cemetery, sits the infamous Devil's Chair. According to the legends, the chair was created by a few worshippers for Satan himself. It is said that every midnight, the devil will ascend from hell to sit on it. According to legend, if you sit in this chair, you might end up having a little one-on-one with Satan himself. Yeah, not exactly the kind of meeting you want to schedule. The story goes that if you sit in the chair at midnight, the devil will whisper in your ear. Some versions of the legend say he'll make you a deal or curse you forever.
Looking for?
What are you looking for?
Help.
Do you need help? Is there any way we could help you right now? Maybe get your voice out?
Sin.
I don't like this, bro. I really don't like this.
I kept saying stuff.
Trapped! It's a trap!
However, experts say that the legend is nothing more than that, a legend. Bauer explained that during the 19th century, stone seating areas were often added to cemetery plots. These mourning chairs gave loved ones a place to sit while paying respects to the departed. But let's be real. Legends like this don't just pop up out of nowhere. Even with the logical explanation of these mourning chairs, the eerie atmosphere of Lake Helen Cassadaga Cemetery keeps the legend alive. Paranormal investigators have visited the site and reported strange phenomena: unexplained cold spots, flickering lights, and orbs of energy caught on camera.
You see that? Holy shit. It's spiking up. There's something here.
Then, there were others who went at night in groups, trying to see if they could find anything. And luckily, they did.
Was
was that? What?
And if this didn't scream scary enough, literal screams were also heard. Faint noises, the feeling of someone watching, like someone's moving around, can be heard. So as much as people say it's just a legend, these clips say otherwise. Even people who've sat in the chair describe feeling overwhelmed by dread or getting a weird chill. Even on a hot night, they say they heard the devil whispering in their ears. Adding to the eeriness, some visitors claim to have seen shadowy figures lurking near the chair after dark. These figures are often described as tall, with glowing eyes or a sense of malevolence. This ties back to the idea that the devil himself, or something demonic, might really be connected to the chair. Horror doesn't always lie in silent cemeteries and deserted roads. Sometimes it's hanging right in front of us when we visit a funhouse. This is exactly how this urban legend goes. But here's the thing, this is no longer an urban legend. It's a very twisted tale of what happened to Elmer J. McCurdy.
Elmer McCurdy was a bank robber, train robber in the early 1900s. He gets killed.
It sounds like a normal story, right? But this is where the twist comes. After the autopsy, the man who performed it waited for his payment, but to his surprise, no one came to give him any money or claim the body. So, he dried Elmer out and put him in the back room.
The guy that had done the autopsy, his name's Johnson, he waits for payment from the county or from anybody.
Then, some men arrived, claiming to be Elmer's brothers, but they didn't take him to a family plot. Instead, they hung his body in a funhouse as a fake prop. His last stop was the Long Beach Pike amusement park in California. There, Elmer hung in a funhouse, covered in phosphorescent paint, while kids unknowingly played around his corpse.
I spent a good part of my time down in the Pike and on the beach. And for a kid, this was really great.
Then came December 1976 and fate's final reveal. A film crew shooting The $6 Million Man needed a creepy funhouse scene. Everything seemed normal, until one of the crew members accidentally broke off Elmer's arm. Instead of the sawdust or wires they expected, human bones fell out. Elmer's body was finally identified, ending a 65-year nightmare of exploitation. In 1977, he was given a proper burial in Summit View Cemetery, Oklahoma. To ensure his peace, 2 feet of concrete were poured over his coffin, a final safeguard against further desecration. What began as a tragic end turned into a chilling story of neglect and greed. A bizarre legend, but one that is horrifyingly real. Call them skinwalkers or shape-shifting entities, and you'll find stories about them everywhere, from deserted roads to deep, dark woods. The lore surrounding these beings is nothing short of creepy. Skinwalkers originate from rich Native American folklore and are believed to be individuals who gained supernatural powers through committing a taboo act, which could possibly include harming a family member. For centuries, they have been said to roam the deserted areas of Arizona, especially the Navajo Nation, and their presence is associated with horror, curses, and ill omens. When people describe encounters, they frequently mention glowing eyes, strange animal-like appearances, and a creepy way of mimicking human voices, often leading to strange cries.
Time to hunt some skinwalkers, all right?
hear that?
Skinwalkers tend to appear more often in certain locations, one of which is Skinwalker Ranch in Utah, which is considered to be a hotspot for paranormal investigations. Many visit every day looking for a skinwalker, but the locals just warn them to stay away. But that's not all. There have been multiple sightings over the years. People have seen and recorded glowing eyes and strange men out there. In 2014, a picture was uploaded on Facebook, and it had the whole world in shock.
A Facebook picture circulating yesterday sure has a lot of people up there worried.
The story behind the picture was that a geologist was working in an oil field when he felt something odd, and this was the picture he took. Surprisingly enough, he quit the next day too.
There are stories of countless encounters in New Mexico, but few will speak of them, too scared.
And then adding to all this creepiness, many people started finding their posts and comments which they just shared started disappearing from Facebook. No one knew what was going on. And the tales of skinwalkers haunting people aren't just a part of a specific territory. In fact, they spread globally, haunting everyone alike. Like when, a couple of years later, a Reddit user was camping in the Vimperk forest and heard this. The screams were so loud that it was surrounding the whole forest, and it clearly did not sound like a human screaming at all. The uploader thought it was either a skinwalker, however they did not have the courage to go and check the direction the scream was coming from. There were a few things in common. Everyone who ever saw a skinwalker said they felt these feelings of dread, a sudden temperature drop, and there were creepy noises everywhere. The feeling continued for months afterward. Some stories say that skinwalkers can curse people if they lock eyes with them, resulting in bad luck, illness, and sometimes even worse. So, as much as someone might argue that skinwalkers can be explained by optical illusions or animals in the dark, the screams, the cries, and the sightings just say otherwise. There appears to be a big chance that these skinwalkers might be roaming the deserted roads, waiting for the perfect moment to appear and attack. According to legend, Mothman is a black, 10-foot creature with wings and red eyes. They are mostly spotted around West Virginia, where in the 1960s, this legend made the lives of people hell. They were scared to go out at night. As for the beginning of this legend, it goes something like this. The year was 1966. Two gravediggers in Clendenin, West Virginia, saw a black figure fly over their heads while digging a grave in a cemetery. They didn't know it then, but they are credited with being the first people to see the famous Mothman. The monster was also commonly seen in the TNT area near town, with some locals speculating that perhaps people were really seeing cranes or owls, and others wondering if the creature was created in some sort of mutation accident involving the chemicals associated with storing TNT. Regardless, legend has it that mysterious men in black suits began visiting the town shortly after the sighting reports. Since then, however, the TNT area, which is a former munition site from World War II, has been called the Mothman's house.
It's the setting, really it is. It's the setting, the perfect setting for a strange sighting. Hey, there's something weird out there at that old dump site. I mean, It's perfect.
The sightings are numerous. For instance, when a YouTuber named Bear was investigating an abandoned Mothman bunker at West Point, as he parked his car and came out with his friend, he started to hear weird sounds. They checked the surroundings again, just to be sure, and then entered the bunker, which was full of nothing but graffiti everywhere, meaning they were not the first people to enter the bunker. Inside, everything seemed usual. However, just a few minutes later, they could hear something that sounded like heavy breathing.
Did you hear that? Was that heavy breathing?
Since it wasn't completely heard on camera, and the fact that voices were echoing around a lot, no one could tell what it was. However, one of the viewers claimed that it could be probably the Mothman. Another compelling sighting was when a man, who says he was driving along State Route 2, saw something jump from tree to tree. He pulled off the road and snapped some pictures.
These pictures, supposedly taken by a man who says he was driving along State Highway 2 in Point Pleasant, saw something jump from tree to tree.
The man declined an on-camera interview, but was adamant the pictures had not been doctored. He said he recently moved to Point Pleasant for work and didn't even know about the legend. The town of Point Pleasant hosts an annual Mothman festival and features a Mothman statue to commemorate the legend. Despite its spooky origins, the creature has become a symbol of local pride and mystery. Paranormal enthusiasts and cryptid hunters continue to explore the woods and abandoned sites near Point Pleasant, hoping to capture evidence of the Mothman. Whether the creature is real or just a case of mass hysteria, the legend persists, fueling speculation and sparking curiosity about what really happened on those eerie winter nights of the 1960s. This video will shock you. Taken from the surveillance camera of a supermarket during the quiet hours of the night, this footage presents a puzzling and unsettling sight. It shows a shopping cart eerily moving on its own, navigating the supermarket aisles with no one in sight to guide it. Intriguingly, the cart even takes a turn, moving from one aisle to another, suggesting that the movement couldn't easily be dismissed as the work of the wind or a simple tilt in the floor. The absence of any visible person or force behind the cart's movement raises questions and speculation. Could this be the work of a ghost? The idea might seem far-fetched, but the peculiar and deliberate movements of the shopping cart, captured in the stillness of the night, makes me think of something supernatural. In this captivating video, shot from within the depths of the woods, we're presented with a sight that is both extraordinary and mystifying. Hidden among the greenery of the trees and vegetation, the footage reveals the presence of small, skinny, humanoid figures. These creatures are depicted as naked but lack any defining sexual characteristics, adding to their enigmatic nature. The appearance of these beings raises immediate questions about their identity. Are they goblins, as suggested by their diminutive and slender forms, which seem to belong more to the realm of folklore and myth than our modern world? Or could the footage be the result of computer-generated imagery designed to create a convincing illusion of their existence? Having a companion dog with you when venturing into a forest for hiking can be crucial for your safety, and this video provides a compelling example of why. The footage, recorded by a hiker, shows a forest trail with a black figure standing on the other side. The figure seems to notice the hiker recording and begins to flee. The hiker's dog reacts by barking at the figure, causing it to retreat even faster.
Oh my God, no, Ziggy, no!
The creature is described as humanoid, with a strong built body covered in thick black fur, resembling a Bigfoot. The presence of the dog played a key role in deterring the creature and ensuring the hiker's safety. It prompts the consideration of what might have happened if the hiker didn't have a dog with them. The protective instincts of a canine companion can make a significant difference in encounters with wildlife, providing an added layer of security during outdoor adventures. This video is from a beach, showcasing the discovery of a peculiar siren-like creature washed up on the shore. The footage begins with a view of the beach scattered with washed-up wood branches. The camera then focuses on a dried-up, eerie-looking body. Upon closer inspection, the creature appears to resemble a mermaid with long feminine hair on its head. The lower half of the creature resembles that of a fish, while the upper body resembles a human. However, there's a possibility that this could be a fake or a prop deliberately placed there by someone. The suspicion arises because the creature's appearance suggests it might be a wooden model created for a specific effect. Regardless of its authenticity, the creature in the video does convey a creepy and unsettling vibe. This video was caught by a hunter who was bothered by these sounds. It is obviously an animal of some sort. Perhaps in distress or maybe giving warning sounds. This is one of the creepy noises you're ever likely to hear, particularly if you're alone somewhere remote at night. These sounds have caused a wave of speculation, as it has captured imagination of many wondering what it could be. Most have suggested this to be from maybe a moose or an elk. What do you think? Is it the mating call of a randy moose, a trapped bobcat, or something more sinister? Let us know your guesses in the comments below. This is a clip of a really unnerving scene. From far you might think your mind is playing tricks on you, until we zoom on the strange figure. It looks like a really tall humanoid shadow is holding onto the pole beside it. It is something unfamiliar and out of the ordinary, and I have never seen anything like it. Examining its physique, our attention is drawn to its elongated limbs and stretched out body. Could it be a person dressed in all black, possibly to cause speculation? A shadow of something tall causing a glitch in the camera, or an optical illusion created by certain lighting conditions, or in an eerie case, we could be in a presence of some sort of spirit. This video was recorded by a person who claimed the area to be infested by an anomaly, the Bigfoot. He was daring enough to take an adventure in the middle of the woods at night alone, and is met by something lurking in the dark. As he shines his flashlight into the forest, he sees the reflection of the eyes of a big animal relentlessly staring at him.
Okay, I need to figure out what this thing is before we go any further. There he is, right there. See him?
This sends chills down his spine. Just then, a towering pale shadow swiftly passes between the trees going in the right side. We cannot understand what the figure is due to the darkness. Our attention immediately shifts from the uncanny presence to the queer sounds that rent the air. Well, I think this could be just a mere mountain lion, out in the night hunting for a snack. This camera caught a Bigfoot in 2015. Although the video is low quality, the details are pretty visible. The massive creature, covered in a rich coat of black hair, can be seen walking towards a certain point. It stops, and one can see it extending its really long arms towards the tree trunk. At the same moments, it starts to shake the tree with sheer strength. It is both awe-inspiring and terrifying at the same time. It leaves the tree and proceeds to another. What was the Bigfoot doing with the trees? Was it trying to take the tree down? Or it could be some sort of communication between Bigfoot entities? The local authority in this area had detected some movement on a private property and went on to check what it was, only to see this.
Hey! You're on private property!
He immediately stops when he sees a furry figure stalking amidst the bushes. This startles him. A form of light can be seen flickering in the bushes. Suddenly, the figure emerges from a thicket. It is enveloped by a dense covering of hair. Due to the low lighting in the footage, we cannot see its face, but what is visible is its short stature. As if agitated, this figure starts approaching the person recording, and this frightens him, and he turns to retreat in the other direction. I wonder what this thing could be. Supposedly a Bigfoot, or just a really creepy intruder. This security camera caught this very scary occurrence. At a certain checkpoint, a car can be seen approaching the security checkpoint. As it stops, something seems to be really strange. The car appears to have no driver at all, and the guard surely notices all these weirdness. He gets out to investigate what really could be going on. Suddenly, something on the roof of the car terrifies the daylights out of him, and he drops to the ground in panic as he scrambles away. Our attention shifts to the apparition on the car. It seems to be pretty real to me. Due to the darkness, I can't make out what this strange figure is, but it is surely scary from the guard's reaction. These two uncanny events truly perturb one. Where was the driver? And what's the creature on the roof? Could be witnessing a ghost driver. These two guys were out for a walk when they recognized something moving between the trees. As one of them continues recording, we can see a creature's head bobbling up and down as it walks.
Oh shit. Oh my God. What is that thing, man? I didn't know it was that fucking big. It's not coming up here, is it?
No, I don't even think it recognizes, man. Calm down, be quiet.
Shortly, it emerges. A black, enigmatic figure. It is really immense that the people recording exclaim with astonishment. It is not aware of the people watching it, and it casually strolls away from the huge steps it is taking. I think it's a really tall creature. This bipedal subject seems to be enveloped in a thick coat of fur. Do you see how it's walking while arms hang down its side? This depiction aligns with the general perception of the Bigfoot. For more strange and interesting footage, check this out.